All right, the hour of 4 o'clock having arisen, the Justice Committee is called to order. We are currently missing members Hanson and Zebarth. Otherwise, the rest of us are here. So we will begin our day. We have one member of the public here to speak. Mr. Green, are you here? All right. If you want to come up to the microphone up here, you'll have 3 minutes.
All right, how's everyone doing? All right, my name's Joseph Green. Since I have only 3 minutes, I'm gonna make this real quick for you. I live out in Leroy, about 20 minutes out. You all know where it's at. I just want to take you through a couple of events just to get this rolling. On February 11th that year, my fiance Brooke Powell was killed in a car accident. And she went out to take care of her 2 horses and unfortunately never made it back. But I'm not going to go into all the details about that. But I just want to go over some events that happened here back when we got into town. I went to my first court appearance, and I was able to talk to the prosecutor. Things were good. They looked me dead in the eye. They promised that everything was being worked on the best that it could. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, as I would learn later. She had spoken to the other driver, said the other driver showed remorse and continued to tell me, hey, everything's going to be okay. But I came back in August. These things take time, and I understand that. But I came in, and Leo over there was with me as well. And unfortunately, the other driver never showed up. And of course, he was just guilty by default for the improper lane usage. However, that was it. And they fined him $1,000, and essentially he's going to be back on the road pretty soon, probably, if he's even able to walk again. But that was it. My wife's dead, and apparently her life was worth those $1,000. And to cap all that off, the county all these months had never contacted her mom, not even once. So unfortunately, I was the one who had to bring the news to her, and we couldn't even get an explanation why we got to where we got. So we're sitting here, we're trying to figure it out, and I've spent months and months and months writing a bunch of different people. You probably might have gotten an email from me at one point. And eventually we did get the case back open. And just simply because one of our state's attorneys lives out in Hayworth where this all occurred, and she had some colleagues who knew Brooke, because she taught a whole bunch of the kids in the area. So like I said, Christy Powell, her mother, wasn't contacted at all during any of this. She was just, and I remember she called me at like 11 o'clock. She was in tears and was just was asking me why her daughter's life was only worth $1,000, and I really didn't have any answers for her. I tried my best to get answers out of her, out of anyone here, but we were a month away. We were going to get married the next month, so technically I'm not her husband, so I can't get a lot of that information. And it's kind of a woman, as her mom is. She's one of those people who doesn't push very hard for things. So that's kind of why I'm here. I've been pushing for. It's been 8 months now since that accident occurred, and really, when it all comes down to it, I know things happen. We have a legal process that I love to trust. I'm the son of a lawyer. I know how it works. But at the same time, I know a lot of you have kids, And I just want you to just imagine for a second if something bad happened to your kid, like really bad, and people didn't give you answers, wouldn't contact you. I figured you'd probably be right where I am right now, if not more angry than I've been these past 8 months. Just looking for something, looking for some reason, looking for some sort of solace so you can move on with your life. And I've not been able to do that. Her mom hasn't been able to do that. Thankfully though, and this strangely came up yesterday, the case is finally going to go to trial. I don't know if it coincides with me wanting to come speak today, but I like happy coincidences sometimes. But I know I'm way over time, but just to consider it for the future. I know these are all very, very qualified, very talented people. Miss Yoder was really good to Brooke's mom, and really good to me when we did speak. And I just hope that in the future we can just find some sort of way that we can just prevent anything this ridiculous from happening, because I'm a pretty level-headed person. There were a lot of people I was dealing with who weren't so level-headed, which is probably why I'm here alone today, because I really didn't want any of them to speak on this matter. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say to all of you. Just for the future, just remember, every case is important. We all need to do our due diligence. As a veteran myself, I know that when one of us fails, we all fail. And we just hope that, hey, we'll do better next time. Thanks for a couple minutes. Sorry I went over time, but yeah, have a good day, everyone.
Thank you for coming, and sorry for your loss. Next up, we have consent agenda number 3, A and B, which is approval of minutes of October 8th, 2025 regular meeting, and recommended approval of bills totaling $771,997.13. Can I have a motion? Motion by member Reeves, second by member Roseman. Do we have any questions or comments? Nope. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, and the minutes are approved, and the bills are approved as well. Next up, we have 4A, which is the county coroner, Dr. Yoder. First up is 4A1A, which is request approval of an ordinance by the McLean County Board amending Chapter 205 Fees, Article 6, Use of County Morgue in the McLean County Code. Can I have a motion? Motion by member Reeves, second by member Byrne. Dr. Yoder.
As it states, we're just raising our fees. So when other counties or municipalities use our morgue, then instead of the $275, we're going to $300, and it's fiscally responsible for us to make more, and we do a lot of good work here. So,
Does anybody have any questions? I've just got a couple here. Comparatively to other counties, what's the going rate, I guess, is
about the same.
about the same? Okay.
Yeah, we're staying competitive.
Right.
But in addition, you have to realize we do 40% of the state's autopsies, meaning that there aren't that many forensic pathologists, and not why we're trying to price gouge by any stretch. Some people will say, well, raise it higher, but when you have a taxing body of the smaller counties that only have a taxing body of 6,000 residents, how do you charge a smaller county less and a more wealthy county, if you will, more? I just don't think that's fair and equitable. And so we just stay the course and do due diligence.
Great. Anybody come up with another question? Nope. All right. So all those in favor vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and the request is approved for the ordinance by the McLean County Board amending Chapter 205, fees, Article 6, use of county morgue in the McLean County Code. Next up, we have 4A1B, which is request approval of a resolution of McLean County Board authorizing the county coroner to enter into the agreement for use of county morgue facilities. Can I have a motion? Motion by Member Reeves, second by Member Byrne. Dr. Yoder?
So this intergovernmental agreement, as you can read, is basically anyone that's using our morgue for autopsies holds McLean County harmless. We're doing goodwill, very neighborly to use our facilities, but not if, there's a case that we don't get involved in litigation. In addition, if someone comes in and they're moving someone and they hurt their hand or something, that they don't go after McLean County. This is responsible, it's fiscally responsible, and it keeps McLean County safe. And again, like I think Don Rude said it best, just a neighborly thing to do.
Does anybody have any questions? No? All right, all those in favor vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and the request is approved for the resolution of the McLean County Board authorizing the county coroner to enter into agreement for the use of county morgue facilities. That's it for actionable items. Is there anything in your monthly report you'd like to point out to us?
No, but if you have any questions, you may ask.
Does anybody have any questions? Nope. All right. Next up, we have Sheriff Lane, so 4B1A, which is request approval of an equipment rental agreement with the Naval Surface Warfare Center. Can I have a motion? Motion by Member Reeves, second by Member Klaus. Sheriff?
Yes, sir, thank you. This is just a contract so that we may rent some night vision equipment from the U.S. government in order to do nighttime operations when need be. Anything from patrol to a SWAT action of some sort. We had some neighboring jurisdictions that were able to get this, and they referred us, and we were able to get this also. But it's a fraction of a cost of what it would be to buy these.
Does anybody have any questions for the sheriff? No? All right. I have one question. Is this already in your budget for next year, or is this going to be new?
I believe it is.
Okay.
I believe it is, yes. I think we've been working on it long enough that it was in there already.
All right. Any other? Nope. So all those in favor, vote aye. Opposed, nay. And the request is approved for the equipment rental agreement with the Naval Surface Warfare Center. Next up, we have 4B1B, request approval of amendment number 10 to agreement for food services to McLean County Detention Facility. Can I have a motion? Motion by Member Reeves, second by Member Roseman. Sheriff?
This is for our food Airmark contract for the jail. They make all the meals for all of our custodies, and they have increased prices, but not out of line with inflation. It costs us more at home, it costs them more. So I'm requesting that we approve this one.
Does anybody have any questions? Member Reeves?
Sheriff, can you give us a rundown? Is this like prepay or prepackaged stuff that comes in, or they make it off-site?
No, they make it on site. Most of it's made on site.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of it's like, I mean, they buy hundreds of dozens of eggs. And, when egg prices went from 89 cents a dozen to $2, we actually had to stop mid-contract and renegotiate it so that they didn't cancel at one point because the inflation had gone, a few years ago, had gone so high. So they've been a good partner to work with.
That was my question was what kind of meal do you get for $3? So yeah, I think you kind of answered some of that.
Yeah.
So, all right. All those in favor, vote aye. Oh, sorry, Member Klaus.
Just one more. So maybe I didn't see it, but is there like a percent of increase? I mean, it showed the new schedule, but like roughly how much? And was that already baked into the budget, or is this coming after you kind of did the budget? Do you remember?
I think that we were able to get this in time don't quote me on that, but I think that this is gonna be, I think we assumed that there would be an increase and budgeted for this. It might not be the exact amount. We may have to come for some amendment, but we usually plan on an increase every year, especially this year for these type of services.
All right, anybody else? Nope. All right, all those in favor vote aye. All those opposed, nay. And the request is approved for amendment number 10 to agreement for food services at the McLean County Detention Facility. That's the end of our actionable items for the sheriff. Your monthly statistics report is in the packet. Do you have anything you'd like to point out?
I will point out to you that I have, at this time, I have 24 individuals who have been sentenced to IDOC over the past month or so that did not have a date for us to take them to DOC until today, because I made phone calls yesterday. It's becoming a slow process. We did get a good reaction when we called and talked to the assistant director, which is very good. But it took till we had 24. And to be honest with you, our population is way up. We have 245, I think, to start the day. We need to stay, I would like to see us stay at 225 or below. But there's at least 24 people. And I think we're going to, after our phone calls, I think we're going to get them transported out and into DOC custody tomorrow and Friday. We're going to split them up between two facilities. But just so you're aware, it's costing county money to hold on to these folks that are supposed to be in the state custody. We're feeding them, we're clothing them, we're giving them medication. It's kind of like the DHS situation. So now we have DHS and DOC that we're paying for their custodies. And I wanted you to be aware of that.
How many DHS do we have currently?
I didn't get a number today. Jackie, I didn't get with Jackie today. It usually stays, Chairman, around 12. I usually have between 10 and 12 at all times. Sometimes it fluctuates a little more, a little less. But they're in the same spot. They don't have the facilities to get these people. I would like to see the state start reimbursing us for holding and treating their mental health patients.
And when they go out, are they going out in ones and twos, or are they
Yes, sir.
coming getting the full
No, not DHS, it's ones and twos,
ones and twos?
maybe usually one at a time. DOC, we, like I say, we're taking 24 over 2 days. But that's maxing out our vans to do that.
And are those all going to Stateville or are they you taking them directly to facilities?
17's going to Stateville. The rest are going to Graham.
Anybody have any questions for the sheriff? Member Byrne?
Sheriff, you mentioned reimbursement by the state. Is there a protocol for that to happen?
No,
For-
sir.
There is not a protocol for us to be reimbursed by the state for these expenses?
No, during COVID, the sheriffs of this state sued the state government in order to get reimbursed because they would not accept custodies. And they won, and we got reimbursed for a lot of money to take care of the people they were supposed to be keeping. I would rather not have to do that, but at this point, we're kind of getting double dinged. We're holding them, we're doing our responsibility, and we're also taking care of theirs that they're getting tax money to do. And I think that should come to us in some way, shape, or form.
Do you have a rough guess as to a ballpark figure about how much extra this is costing the county to hold on to these 24 folks?
Oh, boy. So they're all different timeframes.
Sure.
So I would have to come up with that. I can come up with that number for you. I couldn't even ballpark
Right,
it
right,
now.
no,
Because
yeah.
one of them, some of them were just sentenced yesterday afternoon. Some of them have been sentenced for quite some time. So I would have to find a daily rate and then apply it to each person individually.
Sure.
to come up with that number.
So to press you on another question that you might not have an answer for, the individual that we've been waiting on the longest, so you mentioned that we've been waiting on DOC to come and take some of these folks for a long time, weeks, months?
I think the last time we were allowed to take anybody was approximately 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Member Reeves, sorry.
Sheriff, how's the staffing situation?
Staffing is looking better. In the patrol division, we are good. We're very good. In the jail, I think we're only a few away from our goal at this point. Probably 1 or 2 at this point right now. Now, not all of the people that we've hired are out on the floor and on their own, so they're not really counting as a staff member yet. But we are well on our way. Last time I said that, I had a resignation in my box when I went back to the station. So I don't want to count my chickens, but we are well on our way. We're doing much better. It's taken much longer than I thought it would, but we're also not lowering our standards.
Anybody else? No? All right. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Mr. Lewis, Public Defender. We have no items to be presented for action, and we have your caseload report in the packet. Is there anything you'd like to point out to us?
No, it's just standard monthly figures. That's all I have. Thank you. Available for questions.
Anybody have any questions? No? All right. Next up, we have 4D, which is court services. Ms. Montoya, no items to be presented for action. Your court services adult juvenile division statistics are in the packet. Is anything you'd like to point out to us?
No, these are just the standard monthly statistics, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Does anybody have any questions? I have one question, and I don't know if you have the packet, but it's on page 31 of the packet. I was just curious, it lists the age of the minors detained, and there's one at 19. Curious as to why or how that happens.
If a minor has a current juvenile delinquency petition, they can be held until the age of 21 in a juvenile detention center.
So this isn't this is someone who's been there for a while. Okay,
Correct.
that explains it then. All right, back to my other page. Does anybody else have any other questions? Nope. All right, thank you. Next up, we have the Children's Advocacy Center, Ms. Pagan Vega. We have no items for action. Your monthly report is in the packet. Is there anything you'd like to point out to us?
Not related to the statistics, but I do want to share that we've received official notice that the CAC has been accredited for the next 5 years. So that's all I wanted to share.
That's great, thanks. Anybody have any questions? No? All right. Next up, we have State's Attorney Reynolds. You have one item to be presented for action, 4F1A, request approval of an appellate prosecutor contract resolution. Can I have a motion? Motion by Member Roseman, second by Member Reeves. Madam State's Attorney?
Thank you. This is an ongoing agreement that we have with the Appellate Prosecutor's Office. It's set to expire in December of this year. We're requesting a renewal. The contract is for the same amount. It will go towards the appellate prosecutor representing us on appeals, and sometimes they put on ongoing education for free for us.
Does anybody have any questions? All right, all those in favor vote aye. Opposed, nay. The request is approved of the appellate prosecutor contract resolution. That's it for items for action. Your caseload and forfeiture fund reports are in the packet. Is there anything you'd like to point out?
Not specifically on that, however, I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention that we got notification that our VOCA grant has been cut. That funds one full-time victim advocate in our office and 25% of another person in our office. We have looked at our budget. We are going to do the best we can to absorb those costs in other areas. those individuals are not something that can be cut because under Illinois law, there are requirements that my office has in order to interact with victims in a specific way, and those individuals fulfill those obligations.
All right. Does anybody have any questions? Member Reeves?
How about your staffing levels?
I have, I'm technically 3 attorneys down right now. I have 2 that were sworn in today. So the 3, that's not included in those. I have another individual that's supposed to come in January after she takes a trip overseas. That person is licensed, so she should be able to start immediately. I have a 3-year law student who is supposed to be here in August. It's also accepted a position, so I have 1 open on the books, which is probably going to be the fund that covers the VOCA cut.
Any other questions? No? All right, thank you. Next up, we have the Circuit Court. They have no items for action or for information. Next, then up, we have Mr. Everhart for the Circuit Clerk's Office. He has no items for action. His monthly report is in the packet. If anybody has any questions, we can try and answer them. Otherwise, they can reach out to the Circuit Clerk's Office. All right. And then next up is 4I1A under the Administrator, which is request approval of fiscal year 2026 recommended budget for the Court Services Department 0022, Juvenile Detention Program 0022, and Court Services Program 0024. Can I have a motion? Motion by Member Burns, second by Member Reeves. Ms. Taylor?
Thank you, Chair Rogal. Ms. Montoya brought it to our attention that we have a slight change we'd like to make in the presented and approved budget for her department under schooling and conferences. We had previously recorded all of the schooling and conferences for Juvenile Detention Center under the court services line, so we'd just like to move that back to their own 0022 line. The overall budget will remain the same. There's no change in the ask, just correcting a line item.
Does anybody have any questions? Member Reeves?
So this is just for reporting purposes?
This would just be reporting our budget for 2026.
Anyone else? No? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. And the request is approved for fiscal year 2026 recommended budget for the Court Services Department 0022, Juvenile Detention Program 0022, and Court Services Program 0024. Do you have anything else for us, Administrator?
I have no other items for this committee.
Last up, our next meeting will be December 3rd at 4 p.m. Does anybody have anything else? Nope. With that in mind, we're all adjourned. Thanks, everybody. Have a good Thanksgiving, or I guess I'll see you next week. So, the committee as a whole will see you after Thanksgiving.